Looks like I'm back. I have no idea what happened there. It just went out. But we are in full swing as far as Mercury is concerned. Give me one moment. Um, one moment while people rejoin the broadcast. Uh, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. But what can you expect? It's Mercury retrograde. You know what I mean? It went retrograde yesterday. So it is fully on retrograde. People read. Uh, God damn it. Give y'all a moment. Sorry about that, y'all. Mercury is fully retrograde right now. Gotta love Mercury retrograde. Crazy. It just went out. What the fuck? Ugh. That one went 15 minutes. Now I can't see. Is anyone back here yet? Hey, Sharon. Hey, Vicky. Mercury and microbraids again, right? God, what the hell? I don't remember the last time that shit happened, y'all. God damn. I was on a roll too, because like I was telling y'all, I thought long and hard about what I was gonna say today. um, but anyway, um, showed y'all the woman who is going viral. I don't know how many views she got. I don't know what's the status in that. I saw this last week, right? This is why I tell y'all to be vigilant, have discernment, notice red flags when you're going to meet up with somebody. Okay. All right. Anyone who's using a filter, no blemishes, no marks, a filter, red flag. Okay. Um, let's look at, I don't even know if I want to try this shit again, but let's look at the updated, right? Let's look at the updated videos because she responded because her video went viral. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Katrina, welcome back. Welcome back, Legacy. Again, I want to say this one more time. I am not trying to clown this woman. This is a teachable moment, okay? Because um, there are updated videos, and people are actually divided, kind of, on if she catfished this guy or not. You know, she gave a little cry at the end. I mean, if you look at the updated videos on what she wore, what she looked like, this is what she looked like at the date. This is what she looked like. Try this again. This is what she looked like at the date. You know what I'm saying?
To the story. So I want you guys to listen to it for her point of view.
Guys, I just finished my date and I'm
Oh,
so embarrassed.
Okay, so y'all can.
look
Did
at
he
stop,
catfish
stop,
her? That's
stop.
really what we want to know. Did she catfish him? But hey, let's check it out.
Hey guys, this is my profile on BLK. As you can see, it says my name, my
That's it.
age, everything. That's my first picture. I said something casual. So yeah, I'm going scrolling down. See, it says my description. I said I'm a chubby black girl. I'm a simple anime horror movies, old R&B tracks. Let me be in charge of the aux cord. And I also said, if you live with your mom, baby moms or moms, please have your own place. I don't think that's so much to ask, you know. And I'm not judgy, but it's a no for me. And please, no D pics. Don't like that. Okay. And I love this question. My best excuse for being late is I'm never late. And I added a little giggle at the end to be like, you know, really cute and stuff. Yeah. And yeah, that's my second picture, guys. I said I'm looking for a best friend. My other picture, I'm easy to talk to. And then non-sexual turn-ons is when a man drives. And yeah, and I put here.
Listen, I'm not here to judge this lady's appearance, nothing like that. But the profile picture I could see where the guy could be a little bit confused in it. Just a little bit, all right? But that video ended up blowing up, and she was getting a lot of just rude comments in that comment section, yeah.
Did she catfish him, y'all? Me personally, hell yeah. Absolutely. She should have looked like her pictures when she went to the date. Those pictures look like 10 years ago. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to clown her. She looks how she looks. You know what I mean? But the pictures to me don't match. You know what I'm saying? I just thought I would share that with y'all. Discernment. You know what I mean? If I've done it before, I promise you I've done it before. Anyone who takes pictures from here up, red flag. If they can't show their body pics. You know what I mean? Discernment goes into so many things, right? You just gotta be careful out here these days. Again, not clowning her, not clowning how she looks. But did she catfish him? In my opinion, yes, she did. Yes, she did. Okay. Then the man didn't want to pay. I mean, felt like he got deceived. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Exactly. Anytime you don't see full body, you are being deceived. I got deceived when Yahoo chat was kicking. Y'all remember that? Around 2000, 2001. Matter of fact, I'm going to be bold enough to say I've got catfished a couple of times. You know what I mean? So now I know what to look for. Not that I look, but I'm just saying, I know what to spot. They didn't have filters back then. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta be careful out here, man. Y'all definitely have to be careful. All right. Another question I wanted to address. Another question that I get asked a lot. Okay. First one was, hopefully I clear that up on what a actual grimoire is. You know what I mean? I know I probably said it before. Forgive me if I'm being redundant with that one. But like I said, I get asked that question a lot. I also get asked, what is she forehead fished him, if anything? Wow. Forehead fished him. Wow. Forehead fished him. That video is going viral. You can actually look and find that particular video. All right. The second thing I wanted to address is what a gatewalker is. Okay. Yahoo Chat, AOL, IMs, and Black Planet was the bomb. There's ways to make sure that you ain't getting catfish. Yeah, use discernment. Use discernment, please. All right. But again, there's another question that I'm asked a lot. So I figured I would, we did the Gatewalkers dialogue, myself, Terrain Hicks, and Warlock Asylum. And I believe we answered the questions here. So asking for an explanation of what a gatewalker is. Do either one of y'all want to take that?
Let Terrain take that one. A gatewalker is one who have gone on into the journey of the Chaldeans, the Sumerian journey of the Chaldeans, going into the planets and planets leading you into other realms and things like that. One who have gone into themselves, into their psyche, and completed initiation through the planets, who have been crowned through the planets, through going into their initiations, an initiation into a very old secret society that exists in the astral realm, and of course, as above, so below, also exists in this realm. Also existing fully in your mind, but very tangible, real dimension. A gatewalker is someone who is trained themselves to walk in the right of the testimony of someone we call the mad Arab, saying spirit that have channeled how to move through the process of the planets. So that in a nutshell is what a gatewalker is. But to like really describe what a gatewalker is, it probably take us about 12 hours. And you would have to get a full description from all three of us. So that's my answer right there.
Yeah, absolutely. To add to what Brother Terrain was saying, because it is a deep path. You know, a lot of times, most of the people in the world are looking for some sort of secret. You know, they're looking for something that's behind the veil, and that's what gatewalking is. It's a term that we use to describe a rite, a passage that was held in high esteem spiritually since ancient times. Gatewalking it's explained in different religions in a more watered down way, but the path that we're talking about was held, like Brother Terrain was saying, by the ancient Chaldeans. So that's the right that we use to get to that knowledge because that's the original right. But you could see it in other religions. Like, for example, Christianity, Jesus is called the Son of God, which is what the babies that were born from the sacred marriage rite was called. He was fathered by Gabriel, which represents Yesod. That's the first gate. He started asking the scribes questions, which is the second gate, which was Nebo, the Mercurial gate at the age of 12, which is the number of the Babylonian god Nebo. And then, you know, we don't hear about his journey until he's baptized at 29 and a half years old, which is how long it takes Saturn to go around the sun. So as Brother Terrain was saying, that's the planetary journey, but it's similar to nature in the fact that the rites themselves, which you could research, whoever's asking this question, deal with revolving around a certain object to acquire the essence of that object and unlock it in our consciousness as it's already placed there, you know.
I want to add one more thing.
Okay.
This is the closest thing that you can become to a Jedi Knight tangibly.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
All right. So that was the explanation given for what is a gatewalker. Hey Tosh, love and peace, my sherry. I love saying that. But for anyone who's interested, in that particular question, that was the answer. All right. I want to keep going though, because I don't believe, even when I have directed people to this particular video, I don't believe people are actually looking. that's quite all right. You know, I said, figure I can do this in a live. You know what I'm saying? Um, the next one was initiation. Dead but not dream. Not dead but dream. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. Not dead but dream.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I got another question in the chat. Queen of Hearts is asking, can you be initiated and not be consciously aware?
No. No. That's
Please
not
listen.
happen. A lot of times, I'll give you an example. You know, you can do something and somebody says, you know, oh yeah, I had the experience. Like we could be talking about something. Oh yeah, you know, I had the experience, because they're thinking, you know, of trying to assimilate what we're saying. But there are people who are born with gifts. I think we discussed that even in our own work. But to be initiated into something and not be aware of it, that's like a person getting their high school diploma and is not aware of it. You know, so it's sort of like that sort of thing. A person can have knowledge of reading, writing, you know, the alphabet, um, but even in those situations, it's not getting a diploma. It's just being aware of those things. Um, so initiation is a willful art. It's like being born. You know, you're conscious. It all deals with consciousness. You know, so I know the brothers have their own experiences with initiation, but our experiences are all the same. It's not like a phantom zone where things are not defined. They're very well defined. I can ask Terrain, you know, what was his experience in the Ishtar gate, which is a gate of initiation that we go through amongst the other seven. The same thing with Brother Magick LaCroix. And they would tell me the same exact experience because it's real. It's like if you go traveling somewhere, you say, hey, have you been to the Swiss Alps? And, you know, Pierre was working on the, you know, he was working on the lift and everything like that. And they say, yeah, I met the dude, you know, that sort of thing. That's how it is. It's not something that's like a phantom where you just stumble into something and, oh, yeah, I think I have that. Initiation is extremely real. Here's some of the qualities, and I'll let the brothers expand on a little bit more. But when the moon turns full, we get completely lucid. When planets go retrograde, we get warnings ahead of time. Planets may communicate with us through appearing with someone who's ruled by that same planet. It's not something that is like stumbled upon. You are actually going into an astral lodge. If you go into your Urilatex, you may get a dream that you just fellowship. If you come back in the right of the elder ones, you may have a dream that you're reinstated. So it's not anything that it happens unconsciously.
Great answer. Brilliant answer.
Yeah, Warlock dropped some.
That was the answer that I wanted to share with y'all about initiation. You know what I'm saying? It's very real. There's very real experiences. You see what I'm saying? The initiation into this particular spiritual journey was one of the it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. My entire magical journey, nothing matched that. You know what I'm saying? So there are people who come to me and ask, what's the gate walking process? I was like, okay, look at this video, because we did these 3 videos to explain it all. You know what I'm saying? There's not many people who after that initial query, a lot of people not interested after. You know what I'm saying? That's perfectly fine, you know. But like I said, I thought I would share that with y'all. Someone else come in? Hi, Magic. I just joined. Is that video on your page? It might be on my Facebook page. I'm sure it's on Patreon. They now have made Patreon a place where you can join for free, even if you don't join any of the lowest tier. Even if you don't join that, you still can become a free member. Okay. I give what I can for free, but Patreon is paid. Now it's a paid site. You know, you pay for certain things. Okay. Azazell's lectures gonna pay for. See what I'm saying? But actual like YouTube videos, like these lives, they're free to the public. Okay. And so I put them on Patreon so that my members can make sure they don't miss them. Okay. All right. One last part of the Gatewalkers dialogue I want to share with y'all. And it is right around here. All right, please pay attention to what's being said here. Okay. So gate walking is an established path that you initiate into, or is it self-initiation? That was asked by Ty. I think we kind of just answered that already, kind of. It's both, pretty much. I mean, you have the choice how you want to proceed. I mean, the system has a way of booting people out of the current who's not actually ready for it. You know what I mean? So you do have to have a gatewalker guide you, because you can't, like I said at the last show, you can't pick up the book and just say, you know, get it. It's not that kind of a initiation. You have to have someone walk you through it, so to speak. So in that way, it becomes a lineage and it's passed down. If that makes any sense.
I think in the book of Calling, it mentions that the system was passed down by the elder gods when they walked the earth.
Mm-hmm.
So, like Magick LaCroix says, it is a system that's passed down. There is a level of self-initiation. A person can pick up the book and do the rituals, but like Magick LaCroix said, there's customs and there's unsaid things in the text that if a person is not working with someone, it could be a little bit interesting and maybe even damaging.
I would say so. Yeah.
Potentially fatal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fatality also. There was a let me bring this one experience up. There was a guy when I was learning gate walking. It took me a long years to even learn how to gate walk. And when I finally did, I knew what the potential of it was. But anyway, so the guy that was teaching me was also teaching someone else who was a school teacher. And he didn't take what he was learning seriously. About 6 months later, this dude was writing Congress asking them not to turn children into glass figurines. He lost his mind. That's how serious gate walking is.
Wow.
And it reflects a right. There's a Native American right of initiation, and more in the South American area, and you have to go inside of a tent, and you have to face a deity of the stars. But if you don't get that situation right or whatever prepared, you will leave that tent and you would try to wash your body with dirt for the rest of your days. There are certain rites that if you don't get it right, you're not going to make it out, with your mind, intact. So, now if you want to self-initiate into that and not have any contact with anybody, that's up to you. But I think I would think twice about that decision.
I wouldn't suggest it.
I remember as soon as I finished gate walking Magick, I asked him, I was like, all right, so you done now. I was like, do you think you could have did that and follow all these steps just reading the book? And he was like, hell no.
Hell no.
It was so many details. So many intricacies. He was like, hell no.
Right. Yeah. I remember that.
Oh man.
So there's one other clip I want to share with y'all. Just give me a second here. I thought I said it already. All right. Someone asked about left-hand path, right-hand path. So it's really
dictated left or right-hand path. That's linear thought.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's I don't even know how to describe as far as what he just said. You know, it's really an ancient rite of passage, like Warlock alluded to earlier. And you know, that left hand, right hand, that's not it. That's not it at all.
And I think I could speak with the brothers Terrain and Magick LaCroix. That left-right thing is a realm in itself that you get beyond in your spiritual maturity.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Everything exists. The underworld exists, the land of living exists, heaven exists. Someone who's living in the land of the living, if they're attuned, I don't think they could be one or the other. You know, sort of thing, because we're caught between two realms. So the idea is to know your lower self and the ability of your higher self. You know what I'm saying? It's not a hocus pocus path. It's the real deal. Everyone who's gate walked knows that if you put someone through gate walking, they're gonna know this is the real stuff. All that, you know, all in your mind, and that's garbage. And when you get to the gate walking, that stuff becomes garbage. So these philosophies of left-handed, right-hand path, it's almost as if, how well can you operate if someone cut below your stomach off, or if someone cut your head off, how well could you operate? That's left-hand, right-hand path stuff. Right. Because, you know, it's going to exist anyway.
I love what he said there, because I've spoken about this before. You know, it's real easy. It's real easy for someone to come along and say, it's all in your mind. It's all in your head, or it's all you. When I say discernment, that's exactly what I mean. When someone says something like that, you should be questioning them, all right? You should be questioning, what do you mean by that? You know what I mean? I'm seeing so many scholars, teachers, whatever, speak about systems that they are not a part of. So someone can come along, and I'm going to use the Necronomicon, since this is what we're talking about, and be outside the path and say, oh, that's all you. They're all talking about this body part. It's nonsense, just like what I just said, okay? Gate walking process was the hardest thing I've ever done. And I've had a lot of experiences, both physical and supernaturally and astrally. No one can convince me otherwise that all of this shit was in my head. You know what I'm saying? Everything that, from the three parts that I've showed y'all, the three segments, has happened to me. You know what I'm saying? Some real deal shit. You see what I'm saying? So it is really easy for someone to tell you it's all in your head, or it's all you, or it's all your body parts. This is what they're talking about, without being in the system itself. So what do? You ask them for an explanation, or you go through the system yourself. You go through the process. Because when you tell somebody it's all in your head, they figure they ain't got to go no further. They already got the answer. You see what I'm saying? In this way, though, there are a lot of magical systems. There are a lot of magical systems that are protected, because people don't want to venture any further than what they were told. You see what I'm saying? I can't sit up here and tell you the initiation process for the NEATR. I can only tell you and explain to you my experience in it. And anytime I've spoken about voodoo or anything like that, I've said I didn't go through the initiation process. One thing that's a turnoff for me is a hierarchy. See what I'm saying? But that's just me. Just me. I hope this makes sense. I felt like this was the best possible way to explain that. Okay. Even if you have a black versus white or left hand versus right hand, that's all linear thinking, right? That means you still need a way to go in your spiritual maturity, because once you reach a certain level, you will realize that shit don't matter. Black versus white, it doesn't matter. It has no bearing on anything. You know what I'm saying? People who have a way of simplifying things to explain while sitting outside of a system. Any questions for me? I hope that kind of spoke on, again, since this is my channel, these are my lives, it's my opinion, it's my thought process. But I don't speak out of my emotions. You know what I'm saying? I hear a lot of shit about the Necronomicon online. I hear a lot, and it's all wrong. I say it with full confidence that it's wrong. Okay. It wasn't until I went through the gate walking process, like, oh, this is some ancient real deal shit. Okay. There are people, like Warlock was alluding to, there are people who have lost their minds, not taking things seriously. Now, if anyone comes to me about the gate walking process, I give you the first thing to do. That just tells me if you're serious. Now, if you're not serious, you can go somewhere else. Honestly, you can just go somewhere else. Okay. People, because magic and witchcraft is so trendy right now, people dabble and they don't take it seriously. Okay. There are some magical systems a casual dabbler should stay the hell away from. All right. Yep, I said all wrong. I sure did. I said all wrong. Diligence. Moonfeather, where do you have your shows on Facebook or YouTube? Oh, don't forget, if y'all looking for a Konami school or Moonfeather's show, or Bush Whisperer show for Saturdays, Moonfeather, Brother Konami, please put the links up. Exactly. Diligent goes a long way. Exactly. What were some of the spiritual benefits you received after Gatewalk? So many. So many spiritual, the art of discernment. Spiritual powers. You know what I mean? I don't just say these things just to say it, y'all. And I'm not trying to impress none of you. You know what I mean? Like I said, I wouldn't be able to say that with full confidence if I hadn't gone through it and seeing some of what people are putting out on YouTube. You know what I mean? Discernment that's one of the number one things. You can tell sometimes when instantly when you're being deceived. You know what I'm saying? Or the powers of the 50 names. You know what I'm saying? Or a strong boost in your magical abilities. You know what I'm saying? Astral traveling, lucid dreaming. You know what I mean? Clairvoyance. Discernment is strongly felt from my heart and resonates. What's your opinion on quantum leaping, like jumping timelines? I told you I had a really scary experience after doing one of Basil Crouch's rights in Dial Magic. I was jumping through time. I'm not just saying this. I was jumping through time all night. It was a scary fucking experience. I haven't done that shit since. And that was a rite where I summoned the spirit of Aleister Crowley. I would never do that shit again. Sorry, I wouldn't, you know. It was just a little too intense for my taste at that time. I'm not saying I would never do it again. I probably just said that. But back then, I was thinking I would never do that again. You know what I mean? There are the links for Sister Moonfeather and the YouTube. And there's the Patreon for Brother Konami. You know, make sure you tune in tomorrow. Sister Moonfeather is going to do the readings. This should be interesting too, being that though this is a retrograde. You know what I mean? Keep your head on the swivel. Keep your head on the swivel and discern things. One of the things that I keep in stock these are my mushrooms, my amanitas. I keep them in stock. Let me see if I can take one of these out and show y'all. This will help you with discernment also. Can you believe that? Love the smell too. You know, I keep, I don't ever eat a whole one. I microdose. I have a tincture that I made. I think I showed y'all before. This is my microdosing bag. Like, I'll take half of this. Like half of this, or maybe this whole thing right here. You know what I mean? And probably half of this. Take one of those like at 9 o'clock. By 10:30, I'm already fading. I'm like dozing off. It will knock you the hell out. But it unlocks parts of your brain too. Gives you more potential in lucidity. You see what I'm saying? I would love to know more about conjuring him. I've had an interesting experience, but I didn't conjure. I was just reading one of his books. Well, the thing that I did, Portia, it wasn't anything complex at all. It was just simple dial magic. I'll give you the book and you can do it yourself. This right calls for you to summon anybody. So I figured, why not? It was either Aleister Crowley or Kenneth Grant. It was one of them two. It was either Crowley or one of his students. But the experience I had that night was just like, all right, I ain't ready for that. You know what I mean? It's a simple dial magic right. I'll hand that to you. That's no problem. It's not something secretive or anything like that. But that's what happened to me that night from doing that particular ritual. Definitely be aware. Yes, on the swivel, y'all, on the mother freaking swivel. You're getting some next week? That's what's up. That is what's up. Do you mind talking about the detail? I'm assuming you're talking about the dial magic. It was, like I said, everybody don't have the same experiences, but I'm trying to think of it from memory. It was so long ago. I think you get a dial, right? You gotta consecrate the dial. You gotta put it in a circle or something like. I'll give y'all the book. I can't. It's been at least, I want to say 10 years since I did that particular ritual. Okay. 10 years. In 10 years, you should have spiritually grown. I know I have. You know what I mean? But I can't remember often. It's been a long time since I did that ritual. I don't want to let me reset your expectations. I don't want you to think that you're going to be jumping timelines like I was doing. Okay. I stumbled on that from doing that particular route. Okay. I can't guarantee anything. I can give you the rights themselves. Your spiritual know-how is what's important and your intention. Okay. Disclaimer there. Right. Deliciousness. Yep. Where do I buy my Amanita? Minnesota Nice Botanicals. He's a great vendor. The um, delivery is very quick. Shipping is quick. I've been with him, I want to say, about 2 years now. Do you mind sharing why Alistair you chose? Because he's the wickedest man alive. Why not get some of his secrets? Alistair left here, even though he's broke and penniless and on drugs. He abused what he was shown. Remember in the book of the law, they told him to follow voodoo in the ATRs, and he didn't do that. I think that's one of the reasons he ended up the way he did. You know what I mean? But why not? You know, Horus or Heru is the one who chose him to bring forth the age of Horus. Why not? Bobby Hemmett has even spoken about this. So yeah, why not? I couldn't think of anyone else at that time that I wanted to meet besides Kenneth Grant. But that was the reason. Like, what secret does this motherfucker know? I want to know his secrets. I'm kind of adventurous like that, but one of them best experiences not for the faint-hearted. Alistair was a black man reincarnated. I definitely believe that. I definitely believe that, Haydar. I agree. I agree. Why else would Horus, an Egyptian deity, come through him? Besides the time period. But the experience is hard to explain. It was intense. It was like going through a vacuum, like something you see on TV. You know, you ever see somebody go through timelines, they go through like a vortex or something like it was like that. That's the way it was. It was a vortex, then I was here. There was another vortex, then I was here. The memory is fuzzy, y'all. It was 10 years ago. Okay. I haven't had an experience like that since then. You know what I'm saying? If I was to do it now, I probably would summon Pascal Beverly Randolph, because that's the real deal of Western occultism, Pascal Beverly Randolph. But at the time, I'm going to say this was around 2013, 2014, somewhere around there. Yes, yes, he was trained by Pascal Beverly Randolph. Yes. I find his mountain climbing rituals interesting. One of going deep under the sea conjures whatever he was sought. You must have been fixing timeline. I don't know what the hell I was. One more time. I stumbled on that. That was an accident, but it happened. I would do it again, but at the time, I don't think I was spiritually mature enough to handle it, because I woke up fucking confused. I thought I was getting ready to go somewhere and not be able to come back here. You know what I mean? It was a very intense, vivid experience. All right. So, discernment, y'all. Please learn it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not speaking about nobody in general. You know what I'm saying? When I say discernment, I just say, I've said it before. Learn who you're learning from. You know what I mean? Know who you're getting magic hints from. You see what I'm saying? That's all I ask. I'm not trying to make myself out to be better than anybody else. That is not my point here. Not at all. I just care enough, as corny as that sounds, I care enough to have my audience try and be careful, because there's a lot of scam artists out here. Like the Doctor Strange movies, yeah, but it was a little. It was like going through like a. You ever see the Wizard of Oz? The Wizard of Oz when she was going through that tornado. It was like that. You know what I mean? It was like that. It was more like that, as a matter of fact. All right, so I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta leave. Um, one last thing, discernment. Um, even know your books. When I was talking about initiation earlier, um, of water and spirit, of water and the spirit, my Malidoma Sum is a great book. This is one of the books I was learning to read. I read about initiation. What we were talking about in the Gatewalkers dialogue was very true. It happened to this guy in his book. He saw someone die going through initiation. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get into stuff, you may not make it out if you're not taking the shit seriously. Okay? You're not taking the shit seriously. All right. This was one of the books when I was trying to learn voodoo. That was one of the books that I was directed to. So I got that book, but I also got this Science of the Dogon, which was coincidentally Bobby Hemmitt's first lecture. Also, this African cosmology of the Bantu Congo. Okay. Now, I heard someone say that um, they didn't trust this particular book because celebrities endorsed it, and he didn't trust celebrities. Here's again discernment. This is a book you should definitely read. Okay. This is a compilation of things, of actual historical events that happen. Right? You can only get better by using this book, 48 Laws of Power. Okay. Just because celebrities endorse it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. You know what I mean? See how that's discernment? Okay. That's the word for the day, boys and girls, discernment. Okay. Another one was I got a couple here, but The Exact Sciences and Antiquity. Helping Yourself with ESP, Algie Manning. I showed y'all his books before. And of course, The Hand of Satan, Carl Navy. Ah. All right, thanks for joining me, y'all. Thanks for having patience with me while this internet did whatever the fuck it wanted to do today. It is Mercury retrograde. Keep your head on a swivel. Keep your spiritual protection up. Learn to watch people around you and how it affects, the retrograde affects them. I will see y'all back here next time. Probably Thursday, of course. Day of Jupiter. I'm the one, the only, the diabolical Magick LaCroix. I see y'all next time. Thanks again, people. Namaste.